So let's do the old 100% full disclosure. I'm struggling with the decision I've made. Can y'all hear the dishwasher? It's going right now. I do that every night. I run the dishwasher every night. If I have two things in there, I run it because it's just part of my routine. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. So I've kind of changed up my Bible reading routine, what I do. And so I may have talked about this in a previous video, but let me just give you kind of what I'm doing and we'll go from there to my conundrum. I'm wearing little red shorts. Fanciness. Maybe I should zoom in a little bit so y'all can't see how, relaxed I am right now. There. If I would have started here, you would have never known. I got this green ESV single column legacy heirloom Bible. It's a mouthful. It really is. Single column legacy heirloom English Standard Version Bible by Crossway Books for the world. So I really like this. What I'm doing with this is a noteless Bible, which I've never had before. I only own one Bible that doesn't have any notes in it. It's my Cambridge Pitt Minion NASB, and honestly, it's because it's so small, you couldn't put notes in it. But also, it's not really intended for notes because it's meant to be the text block of the wide margin Cambridge, which is for notes. So it's kind of like it's designed in a don't take notes in me kind of way. That being said, this is my first Bible that actually would kind of be great for notes. See all that in there? Yeah. But I'm just reading this Bible. And so what I do is for about an hour a day, I read this Bible. So I've done maybe 6 sessions in this one, and I'm on page 165. So already in Numbers chapter 10. So I'm trucking through this. I'm going to try to do that 4 times a year, just reading this one down. I had mentioned in my NASB ESV video that one time a year I wanted to read the New American Standard Bible to keep this honest. Because there's part of me that really likes the New American Standard Bible better than the English Standard. But when I compare the two holistically, I think the English Standard, all in all, is a better Bible for people. That being said, while I read, I also want to study and write in my Bible. So that's where the ESV journaling Bible comes into play. I checked out all of the journaling Bibles, including the wide margin from Crossway. And it's okay, but I think this is probably the best one just if you were going to do every year, start fresh and go through it, which I really want to try to do. And I compared this to my NASB Cambridge. I didn't want to buy a ESV Cambridge for this purpose of reviewing it when I had a Cambridge. It's basically the same. The margins are all the same. All that to say, I've kind of been feeling drawn back to, here's my predicament, kind of been feeling drawn back to studying the New American Standard, my Cambridge, and not doing the journaling Bible. And here's why. Here's kind of my thought on the two. There's a guy on YouTube, I think his name's Matt Everett. If that's not his name, I'm sorry. I may link to him in the description below, and I may not. I don't know what I'm going to do. Some things just happen. He's been using it's an ESV, but he's been using his Cambridge for 3 years now. He did a 3-year crash test on it. Doesn't have quite as many notes in there as I would probably have after 3 years, but the long term always coming back to this book. I'm not talking about the Bible, but I'm talking about this particular book. That thought grabs me. That's why I got the Cambridge in the first place 5 years ago, or whenever it was, 4 years ago. No, it was long ago. It was 6 years ago that I got this. So it was in February of, I actually have it written in the front. Let's just see for fun, for facts. I got it on February 24th, 2012. So I've had this thing for 6 years, a little more. So there's the long term here where I'm always coming back to this book, but then with this one, I can just, every year and in 10 years, I got a shelf full of them and they all have different notes, which also with that makes it a little more like, first of all, I'm starting fresh, so I'm not confined by what I've seen before and what I've written before. I don't have to be as careful with it. If I mess up what I write, who cares? Because it's a one-pass deal, and I'll be using them as reference, but it's not like a long-term, lifetime legacy situation that I'm, screwing up stuff in. So I'm torn. The other side of that is, too, I kind of like the idea of reading the ESV and studying the NASB versus reading the ESV 3 times, reading the NASB once, and then doing the studying in the ESV. I also don't like the idea, I really don't like the idea of reading the NASB through 4 times a year and then studying in the ESV. That feels backwards to me. So all that to say, I'm just a little torn because we're supposed to get into this one tomorrow. I've been doing this one for a few weeks, but we've been coming up to Easter and things have been so busy that I just couldn't manage starting 2 new Bibles at 2 hours a day. It was too much for what all's been going on. And we've been going debt free, which is basically done. But I'll be coming back in a couple of weeks to say, hey, we're debt free. And on my ESV versus NASB video, some of y'all been getting on my case, saying, well, why would you go to the ESV if you like the NASB better? Again, kind of taking all of the things together and trying to come to a decision. And I will say the primary reason I like the ESV over the NASB is if I'm a senior pastor preaching every week, I preach a pretty, word for word through the passage. I feel like it would be good to have everybody on the same Bible. And I like physical Bibles. I don't want everybody on a digital Bible. I want people on physical Bibles. And I feel like the ESV offers the readability that the NASB doesn't offer. It's still on the very literal scale, and it's got so many products. And someone had commented in my other video, it sounds like you just like the cosmetics of the Bible, and that's all that you're considering. No, but the amount of products that it has do matter because, just logistically, if everybody in my church had a Lockman Thin Line NASB in black, it's just going to be confusing as heck. It's nice sitting on a row and at least having 10 different Bibles physically where you can go, oh, the red one's mine, So anyway, so that's my struggle. This is just me being transparent, talking to you about it. Oh, by the way, you guys need to subscribe because I know some of y'all are out there watching and commenting, but you're not subscribing. You need to subscribe. You need to hit that little bell thing so you get a little ring-a-ding-ding on your phone every time I post a new video like this one where I'm confessing my confusion.